All right, hello again, everybody. Uh, Russ is here with another one. Okay. Um, uh, Now, very, very long time ago, okay, when the attic first came after me, um, I first heard about, and I have never at all done a review of The Life of a Free Spirit before, so this should be interesting. I first heard of Callie, right, when me and you know who, that I hope rots in jail for the rest of his life, had the back and forth that we had. And then I started to, learn more about what happened with her and Shane and everything else. So, she has returned very briefly. Let's see. Okay, so this is I've made peace and let it all go. Let's see what this was about. Stuck in a whirlwind of high insurance rates? Well, cheaper plans are waiting. If you drive any of these vehicles, do this now. Hey, you guys, you all might be seeing content from me on both. What is this about? Okay. My main channel and my side channel for a little bit. I'm kind of trying to pre-record, and I'm planning on doing not only a live stream where I just get ready on my channel and do my makeup, but I also am still going to follow through and do a video where I shout out my program. And need I remind you, in case anybody doesn't know, right? I remember that because I think that she did see one of the streams that Negs did on me. That Negs did on me back in the day. And one of the things that she said, like a lot of other people, was literal school shooter vibes. That's about the only thing that Callie said when it came to me. And have you all participate in donating to them and giving back to them along with me. Because they have been so honestly amazing, and I am just so grateful. And I would like to make it very clear that me and Callie have never spoken. So she did block me on Twitter, like a lot of other people did after those streams came out, which is fine with me. But, I'm not necessarily certain. This is another one of those messages and videos where I'm not sure, even though this is a mindset message, I'm not really sure where to post this, but because not really sure about what. And let me also bring up the fact that I think that I don't know if it was removed or if it got if it got I don't know if she deactivated her she deactivated it herself or it was suspended by Twitter, but yeah, I don't think she has Twitter anymore. Not that it matters to me, because like I said, this is somebody I never talked to. Came in on Life of a Free Spirit. I'm going to post this here, and I guess if I want to, I could post it on Traumatized Girly as well, but I'm just going to let myself be heard here. Okay. To all my women, it's never wrong to walk away. For all my ladies. And let go. Not only do I appreciate my family, my loved ones, now even my channel and everyone for listening and being there and just being sweet and supportive like how they have been in regards to everything surrounding me, my child and everything, and even with me leaving. I love you all so much, but the thing about that is, it actually starts with self-love. So wait a minute. What does she mean by leaving? Does she mean that she's going to stop making content for good? Or is it just a temporary hiatus? Which is it? Love and self-preservation first. And what you all are witnessing firsthand is the quote-unquote repercussions of what happens when a woman leaves a hostile and abusive situation. And because I know...
Well, wait a minute. What was the hostile and abusive situation? What happened? Wait a minute. Let me see. Okay, let's see. Okay. This is from, okay, this is her community tab stuff. Yuck, yuck, yuck. There is a time for everything, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear, a time to tear and a time to mend, time to be silent and a time to speak. I don't know what that is. Okay, Lord says to me, sit at my right hand until I make your enemies a footstool for your feet. Okay.
What I lived with, I know what I left. I mean, some of you are aware, thank God, due to my videos and stuff like that. But even before...
No, I'm not. This is the first time I've ever reviewed you.
Then, people have been aware. And the thing that has really fascinated me about this entire process, while it was nice to vent to you all about...
Process of what?
It, and, while it was nice to kind of shed some light on the reality of the situation, in all honesty, it's made me even more grateful to have walked away and to have just let the whole thing collapse.
Okay.
It's fascinating because when you are a woman that has been smeared, stereotyped, lied on, and things of this nature, and then you try to have circumstances weaponized against you, you all know this is not new to me.
Oh, it never is new to anybody, is it?
Make procurement faster. Nature, and then you try to have circumstances weaponized against you, you all know this is not new to me. This is not new to me at all. Absolutely at all. And, because it's not new to me, it's actually shown me how far I've come. And that's why I feel like this video belongs on the Life of a Free Spirit, even more so than my Mindset channel, because this is the origin. I've seen how my life has changed and shifted over the last 10 years. And regardless of what someone may try to say, regardless of what someone may try to lie and do, I know who I am. I know why I am who I am, and I'm grateful.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm currently going up against a system and a person. First of all, I'm going up against a man who just can't let go to save his life.
Oh, yeah, who's that? Who is that?
And is trying...
Is this about Shane? Or is this about somebody else? Because I don't recall her ever being with somebody aside from Shane.
To weaponize me rebuilding my life after leaving him as some sort of weakness, when so many women leave their abusive partners with absolutely nothing, and they make a lot better for themselves, and life gets better, as did mine. And I am on no one's timeline but my own. I don't feel this need to go outside of myself and exhaust myself to prove myself to anyone, because I know who I am. And I'm making this video because, I think about some of the women who were in my chat who were like, I've been through similar situations. I too have also been abused. I left an abuser. I'm still rebuilding. You are not wrong.
Well, you know what? You ain't the only one. You ain't the only one. I was sexually abused when I was a little boy. I'm never going to get over the trauma that I got from that. So, yeah, you're not the only person. You're not the only chip on the block.
And I'm going to tell you I'm going to give you all some insight as to...
Into what?
The polarities that I'm dealing with here.
Okay.
Because I've been so... Now, of course, everything that I told you all in my stream about me pursuing...
Okay. Hippie Zena's diary. Can't believe this man is doing you dirty. Glad you and the baby got away. Oof, Your Honor, Exhibit A, lol XD. Now I'm thinking back on my brother. Before he got what the family calls cleaned up, she given cute, and he given his knees are going to give out. Did they send you both to mediation? Stay strong, sis. You got this. It is so extremely important to be on your best behavior with the gal. Okay.
To see my child and, retrieve custody and all these things of that nature. Yes, I've done all those things. But as far as like going tit for tat with my ex, allowing him to lie and manipulate. I mean, y'all, I'm meeting with a whole guardian ad litem on my child's birthday, for God's sakes. There's no way I deserve that. And let me tell you, women, those of you who make it out, those of you who move on, don't let anyone try to guilt you for wherever you're at. Because as long as you have, the ability to showcase where you were when you were with that person and where you are now, and if it's mirroring back a lot different, you're good. I think it's really weird how in post-separation abuse cycles, the shame, the burden of proof, everything falls on the woman.
Uh-huh.
We are a pasta manufacturer and a meal assembly plating company.
Everything falls.
Yes, in most relationships, everything does fall on the woman. Very rarely does it ever fall on the man. I know this from experience because, having been cheated on more than once, okay? Yeah. The burden 9 times out of 10 usually almost always fell on my fucking girlfriends for some reason, never on me, even though I was the victim of what happened. But yeah, let's continue.
On the woman. And it's like, it's weird because the polarity that I'm dealing with, because I refuse to fight with my ex, because I refuse to, I guess, be the stereotypical broken down woman, I see through this, and I see through it just not only from a mindset perspective, but from an energetic perspective and a cycle perspective. And there's nothing in me that's going to make me feel guilty for leaving. There's nothing in me that's going to make me, like, I'm sorry, if you have to weaponize a child against the mother of your child, you're sick.
That I agree with. I agree with that.
That is your last resort. That is your last grasp at.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort.
Control. And because you cannot emotionally or even energetically control the woman anymore, you use these post-separation abuse tactics to feel as if you have control, but all it's doing is exposing sickness. And regardless.
Yeah, well, if you got sickness, you need to go and get some intimacy therapy. All right, knock it off, Russ. Yeah, no, you need to go get therapy if you got sickness.
Of the outcome, I've already moved on with my life, regardless of the outcome.
So have I, and regardless of whatever the outcome is with the 2 lunatics from the attic, I will continue to move on with my life. I'll continue to move on with my life. From now on, I'm going to make this a point. I wasn't trying to deliberately be mean, okay? With what I said about, let him stay in prison forever. I hope he never gets out. Those 2 have put me through more than enough, as I've said already. I'll say it again. Put me through more than enough bullshit, and they've done the same with so many other creators for such a long time. I want the both of them gone for good. I really do. I really fucking do. I don't want either of them. I don't want to see either of them on the internet anymore ever again, period. Point blank. So whatever the outcome is of the fucking case, I just hope that the both of them stay gone. I hope the both of them stay gone like a lot of other people. I'm not going to continue to put up with their shit for the rest of my fucking life. I'm just not.
Does not mean I don't love my child. This just means I love myself more.
You know what? Nobody else should have to either. Nobody else should have to either. They've victimized more than enough people, both of them. Fuck them both.
Than to allow a very sick person to weaponize my child against me in any way, shape, or form. I'll go through the process.
Yes, I agree. You shouldn't be doing that.
Talk to who I need to talk to. I'll figure it out. But I'm not going to allow myself to feel guilt, shame, the need to prove myself, especially when I speak for myself. And it's so weird. It's like, it's real when people question your character and your integrity because you've been so self-focused, because you've been so narrowed in on your goals, because you've been so dedicated to change. It's like people are almost wanting you to prove your healing, prove your detachment, prove your ascension. And I'm like, I've left in an abusive situation. I'm leaving a man who never valued me to begin with. I'm leaving a man who would hold everything, every little thing over my head, including now my child. I'm not sure as to why I would care or give energy to that. Especially when I am fulfilling my life with so much more.
Fulfilling my life.
Because I've seen the odds and I've seen the... I mean, you guys know, personally, on a personal level, I've been dealing with this case since, the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
Because I see it, it's weird when you see through things and people, you don't care, right? And I don't want women, too many times this stuff breaks women, man. This is how women end up, with exacerbated mental health issues. This is how women end up destabilizing even themselves further because of the pressure that, possible court systems or even other forms of post-separation abuse. I mean, come on. Court is not the only form of it.
Yeah.
Some women deal with actual stalking. Some women deal with actual...
Yes. A lot of women deal with actual stalking. Yes, they do. And well, who are you to talk, Russ? When you did, I don't want to hear about that no more. Okay, I don't want to hear about that no more. I don't want to hear about it. I don't.
Criminal behavior, even following up to it, even aside from the court system, right? Even aside from those games that are played. So it's like, that's not lost on me either.
Okay.
But ladies, even though I'm still navigating this myself, I don't think that this is anything that we need to apologize for. We don't need...
No, it's not.
To apologize for choosing ourselves, bettering ourselves, and allowing ourselves to move on and move forward despite whatever outcome, because we've already let go. Because we see the wrong that's being done and we know it, regardless of how else we may have to explain it. And I'm not going to be gaslit into any kind of weird narrative. And I'm not going to feel bad for being so detached to where my ex's antics are just that, antics. I'm not going to feel bad for detaching from his circle, regardless of how much they watch me. I'm not going to feel bad for knowing my truth as a mother and allowing that to speak through me just in my essence. I'm not going to crack under that because I love myself enough to not to. You know what I mean? And I think that is the core. And I want my women, my mothers, everyone, everywhere, to really understand this and to not allow themselves to feel less than because of what others may think, perceive, and honestly don't even know because they haven't been in your shoes. Connect once to access hundreds of carriers, generate labels in seconds, and unlock rates that cut costs by a... Only you know the road you've walked. Only you know how far you've come. Only you know that, right?
Yup.
And you know who you are, and that's all that matters. And the way I see it is, I wasn't the one that did this. I walked away to prevent my child being raised.
Well, no, you're not responsible for the actions of an abuser. You're not. If you're the victim of any kind of abuse, you're not responsible for the actions of the person abusing you. You're not. Somebody who wants to be abusive, okay, is going to find ways to abuse the person, and it's like it's not the victim's fault. You're not at fault if you were a victim of something, right? Just like how all the bullshit regarding me from years ago, and when I was younger, it was never my fucking fault. Never my fault. Never my fault that my dad ended up being a drug addict. Never my fault that I was I was raped. Okay, none of it was ever my fault, and it's nobody's fault. But the abusers, yes, absolutely, nobody's fault but the abusers.
In a hostile and abusive environment that was very neglectful, very inconsiderate towards me, constantly degrading me, even as the mother, even after, giving birth and all these things, constantly being degraded, constantly being judged, constantly everything. I couldn't even ask for shit without it being lorded over my head. Like, I'm sorry, and I'm raising, like, a young child. I'm not going to teach them that that's how relationships look like, especially when I've experienced better, especially when I've already pursued better, especially when I've been able to give better to myself.
Yeah.
Especially when my family is aware of what I experienced and is completely supportive, because even before things blew up the way they did, things were reaching ahead for a while. And that's just the facts. I don't think that it's necessary for people to get discouraged and feel the need to fight these battles that are already over. So we'll see. But talking to you all and getting you guys' perspective and getting you all's insight, really, honestly, I appreciate it. And that's why, I do plan on going live. I'll probably let you all know about that. I'm kind of trying to, film and everything. And I didn't really know where to post this. But, it's just weird being in a situation like this almost a year later after leaving with a person who, this is their last ditch effort as to trying to get anything out of me. And it's just, it doesn't matter. I get it, but whatever the reaction is, whatever the response is that's being looked for out of me, it's like you're not getting it. And I'm not going to feel bad for not giving it. You know what I mean? I don't think people, I don't know, I think that people, especially in, abusive relationship dynamics, I don't think the men understand that once the cycle is done, it's done. And you don't care what comes after. I was done when my life was threatened. That is when I checked out. And I was like, it's just me and my child. I have to move forward. And now with my child being, withheld from me and, weaponized against me in this sense, okay, so now you want me to try to navigate my life without my child and have you feel like you have some sort of control or authority over my emotions, my mindset, and my state. You are not even that important for me to even give you that. Because I already know who I am. There's no game to play when you've already walked away. And it's just proving that in any sense is actually fascinating. It can be draining, it can be tiring, and do trust a lot of running around, but when you know who you are and you're so solid, bro, it's actually just annoying.
No matter who's in charge, U.S. debt just keeps growing. Trump's big, beautiful bill is just more big, ugly debt. And that means more borrowing, higher costs, and a looming fiscal cliff. Click below.
Who you are and you're so solid, bro. It's actually just annoying. It's like a fly on the wall that won't go away. It's like, okay, whatever. My life goes on. I just thank God I don't have to deal with anything remotely in regards to you anymore, because I've found so much peace within myself. I'm fulfilled within myself, and I know that I've done this to provide that for my child. But I also am aware that my story is not over. I will have more children. I will be married. Real men don't do this to the mothers of their children. Real men don't go this far to avoid child support responsibility. Real men don't smear the mother of their child because they're so unhealed. Real men don't do this.
No, real men don't do that. Real men don't do that. You know who does that? You know who does that? Men that a bitch made.
I know who I am. My life is already changing. You know, I will become a real estate agent. You know,
let me tell you guys this right now. Okay. I'm gonna put myself in the shoes of a man, right? That is, because I've seen a lot of articles and videos and content about stuff like this. There are men, okay, that will get women pregnant, that'll knock women up, and then the woman, if she feels like she needs to, a lot of women do this. The woman will sue the man, okay? Sue the man for child support. Take the man to court for child support, for failing to pay child support. If she wants child support and the guy doesn't want to pay for it, right?
I'm already becoming a face in the manifestation community through my platforms. I've already made it so far. You know what I mean? I am prepping to move. And yes, I am, and I will have more children. Like, there's no way in hell anyone or anything could tell me that this situation with my ex, and all that he's done in regards to destroying the family and all this, is going to make me feel like this is my end point in life. This is a person who told me he didn't want more children. This is a person who told me that he didn't believe in marriage. This is a person who told me all these things. And as a woman, I know what that means when a man tells you that. It means that I'm not the one. I never was the one. Cool. I can make peace with that. But allow me to have my peace in peace. This whole post-separation withholding the child is stupid. And wherever this goes, because I can't tell you all what is going to happen from here. I mean, I know you all want to be updated in all these things, but wherever this goes, from a mindset standpoint, don't allow it to crack you, because if anything, if you can see the beauty in situations like this, you're going to see how far you've come, and you're going to see and respect yourself for who you have transformed into since leaving.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's nothing that anyone can tell me that that's my end point. That's where life stops for me. No. My fibroids wouldn't be dissolving. My fertility wouldn't be improving.
Okay.
Since leaving.
Okay.
I wouldn't already be experiencing better people, better, treatment and things, because I've given it to myself. If that was the case, my life wouldn't have changed as rapidly as it has. And I'm not going to let what it may look like to others define me, because I know who I am. Okay. And that's the weirdest thing, navigating it. So to all of you, I'm saying all of this to say this. Don't let it define you. Don't let it defeat you. And don't let it make you shrink yourself into like that lower state of, oh, but what? No. What people think don't matter. Circumstances don't matter. Just keep being true to you, And understand that regardless of what it is, your children will always be your children, and you will always be the mother. we give birth, we formulate, and we nurture our children from our wombs to now for a reason. There's a reason why women are the main co-regulators of their children. Men who try to interfere with that, they're showing that they don't even have the best interests of their children because they're willing to disrupt their own child's co-regulation. They're willing to traumatize their own child to get at the mother. But all you're doing is showing how unfit you've always been.
Yeah.
Why would that not be super easy for me to walk away from and let go of and throw in the trash and continue on with my life that I know I deserve? Because real men just don't do this. They don't.
No, they do not.
And I'm aware of it. So never feel...
Well, then don't put yourself in the fucking situation anymore, that's all.
...bad for walking away and letting go. Despite what it looks like, despite how misunderstood it is. I don't know, it's almost like people have a tolerance level. But y'all are seen, y'all are heard, and y'all are valued. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all in the next one. And keep being you, and keep ascending, and keep vibing.
All right, yes.
You all will probably hear from me at some point. I don't know when I'm even going to post this, because I'm still deciding, even right now in this moment, if this is going to go on Traumatized Girly or my main channel. But if you see this video, just know I decided. And yeah. I'll see y'all in the next one.
It's the stackable savings sale at Cap.
So, yeah, I suppose that's been it. That's been the recent stuff from Cali. And yeah, that's it for Russ for today. I will see you guys later. Bye.